Hey everybody, welcome back. Wanted to show off one of the new projects that I've been working on over the past couple months really, to try to get everything dialed in. This is my new basement arcade setup. Pretty neat, a lot of work went into it. One of the main things that we wanted with this here in our basement was to kind of fit in with the rest of the decor. So what we've done, rather than getting a arcade one up or a pre-built arcade setup or a cabinet, was to kind of customize and build our own. So what I've done is we went out to a local supplier and just bought a bourbon barrel. If I walk up here, this one happens to be, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this is Heaven Hill Distilleries, and just took it. I'll cut in some pictures here. If I was a better YouTuber, I'd have had a build video on it, but wasn't really thinking that far ahead. But really just cleaned this barrel out, cut a notch in it, and then mounted a platform for this controller. And this right here is a Micro Center Atari fight stick with trackball. I'll leave a link in the description to this. A very cool way to get started if you don't want to build your own. Obviously, if you're getting really serious about this, it might be a better option to just build your own arcade setup. But this has worked out really, really well and given me a huge head start. And it does leave a lot of room for upgrades, as I'll talk about now and in some upcoming videos where I really dive into the details of some of the stuff that I've set up. So if we look at this first, got a nice key. You open it up. It's got some gas struts that hold it up. That's pretty neat. True micro switch buttons. And then obviously the big trackball in there. It has a Zenmotech controller, and then it actually has mounting points for a Raspberry Pi already built in. It did not come with a Raspberry Pi. I understand they make one that actually comes with a Raspberry Pi and the card and everything right out of the box, but this was just the unit here. I'll give you a sneak peek at some of the other stuff that I've done, and I'll get into more details of this in a later video with kind of a DIY controller that has some solenoids. I'll show that off, but I'll get into some details of that, like I said, in another video. So this is plugged into a Windows PC that is actually inside the barrel. If you come around here, wireless keyboard to run the thing. I have an Xbox controller to play some of the other console-based emulators, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, etc. So this just slides off, and then down in here, I can get some light. So down in here is just a Dell small form factor Optiplex that I picked up on eBay. This is absolutely perfect. I'll leave a link in the description to some specs, but basically a i7 with a 2 gig ATI graphics card and 8 gigs of RAM. More than powerful enough to run most any game that I've got here for emulation. What's really cool about this kit here is I don't have anything mounted. It's not mounted, it's just got some rubber feet, and for playing pretty much any game, including my favorite game and pretty much the whole reason I built this was to play Golden Tee, it's more than enough friction with those rubber feet just to have it sitting there, so I can move it out of the way, get in there really easy if I need to do some work or connect a new attachment to that PC. So a couple more things about the control panel here. Just some upgrades that I've done from the way it comes. It does not come with these buttons here with the player 1, player 2, and coin labels on them. Those I've replaced. They also light up if I put the right hotkey command in. That's all working through that Arduino control. The other thing that I have added is a flipper button for pinball games. One on each side. And then actually, if I go ahead and do this, I've got some solenoids in there that just mimic flippers for playing pinball games. And then with a couple hotkeys, I can completely turn them off. Alright, so now let's talk front ends here. So I am running LaunchBox with Big Box as the kind of pretty display version. So you can see the kind of layout that we've got here, all the different systems that are emulated. Now, I did not put this together myself. There's a package or a pack from a username CP78. Just Google search that and you can find out kind of how to get it. It's a huge kind of pre-built image for LaunchBox and Big Box. So it comes with all of these. Mostly just play arcade games on this setup, but I got everything from Super Nintendo, Nintendo Wii, all these different ones. One of the other things that I showed you, those buttons and the solenoids, pinball games are a big favorite. So play a lot of those when we have friends over, as well as the pretty much #1 reason that I put this thing together was for Golden Tee. And so I've created a playlist here. I created my own little attract mode video for the games that pops up. So if I pick that, you'll see I've got all my list of Golden Tee games. LaunchBox can also be a front end to launch PC games. So this is Tiger Woods The Masters 2012 that's on here as well. But most of the time we just play Golden Tee. So this is Golden Tee 4 Complete, which I believe is 2005, 2006 is when it came out. Pretty much has all the courses that were available at that time. Not as cool as some of the new ones, but it's the latest available for emulation. Created some bezels with the controls on it, and so you'll see this boot up. I would have loved to run this all on a Raspberry Pi, so I didn't have to buy that PC, but this game pretty much will not run on anything other than an i5, i7, something like that. So this is pretty much the whole reason why I built this thing, and now it's just play a bunch of other stuff on it, but this is probably the primary one when we have parties and different things that we fire up. So start this thing up. See, the trackball works fine. So do a one player game. Let's just go to Crawdad Swamp. We'll just do front 9. So there we go. Let's see. What's cool about this is you can map different controls. So the left to right on the trackball, sometimes, let's say, change the club, but sometimes it doesn't register exactly right. So map the joystick here to doing that. I got some wind. Let's see. I'm gonna put some backspin on this. Let's see what happens. So it should spin back. go. So you can make a nice birdie there, and then put your initials in. Again, you can use the trackball. You can also use the joystick, the way I've got things mapped in MAME. And there we go. Hit the pause button. There you see, got this, the controls you can see there. And then I go ahead and exit like that. This is running through a rocket launcher, so the hotkey is different. Let's go play some pinball real quick. Let's go down to visual pinball. There we go, visual pinball. We'll play one of my favorite ones. Some AC/DC. So this will start up. Go ahead and put some coins in. There we go, we got a credit. We'll start it up. Now what you'll see here is the flippers are working fine. If I put my hotkey in, and I can play. Or I can just turn those off. And you get to see how bad I am at pinball. There we go. Nice. Save that ball. One of the final things here, I'll show you one of the really cool tricks here with LaunchBox is, especially here with this pinball thing. Not all of these have videos. If I go down here into down to these like Card Whiz, right? So you'll see there's no attract mode video there. So we'll go ahead and start this game up. Just see what this pinball machine looks like. This is literally the first time I'm playing it. I just uploaded a large selection of pinball games. So we'll go ahead and put a coin in. We'll start it. But then what this actually has is LaunchBox allows you to integrate with OBS. So I've got a hotkey configured, so I'll hit that, and that's going to start recording my screen in the background. And so I'll just let this run for 30 seconds or so. And play, probably poorly. So that's fun. So that's probably enough. Let me shoot one more ball out here just to get to just a few more seconds, just so I've got a decent amount of video here to show. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to hit the hotkey to stop recording, and then I'm going to go ahead and exit the game. And what you'll notice is it immediately realized that I had took a recording. So do you want to associate this with the game? So I'll go over and hit yes. I'll go to the next game, come back, and you'll see I've now got a video that is going to show up nice and clean in the interface as I go through this. So I'll have to go through that and do that for each one that I don't already have a video for, which is a lot of them. But it's a pretty cool piece of integration to where you can do that quickly without having to go into file systems or anything and name things correctly to match things up. A really cool feature of LaunchBox, and one of the ones that I've been most impressed with. So we'll go ahead and end the video there. If you want to see any more details of the build, anything specific, you're trying to put something together like this and you need any help, let me know. I'll try to make make a video on it, or at least respond in the comments. Like I said, link in the description to the controller as well as the PC that I got off eBay. So hopefully this is cool. Hopefully this is of interest, and I'll be having more videos, like I said, diving into the details of adding different controls, especially once I get the Sin and Light gun. I'll probably make some videos on that, as well as my DIY controller that manages the LEDs and flippers and all of that. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.